Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 46 of our Confederate Spring of '62 campaign, version 1.11, using the A.O.M mod. Now, first things first, I do like to apologize for last episode. I don't know what happened to my microphone, but it became an echo factory at about 16 minutes into the video, and I know that was probably fairly annoying to listen to. Did some testing on the microphone yesterday and today, about half-hour long recordings with constant sound playing into the microphone. Didn't have any issues. I'm hoping we don't have any issues going forward with this episode. But once again, I do apologize for that. So, I know I usually put out much better sound quality. Alright, carrying on from there. Last episode, we did see the battles of Hampton and the Battle of Wheeling. Hampton down here outside of Fortress Monroe, as we're seeing off the 1st Corps, the 44th Army, with Magruder's right wing of the Army of Northern Virginia. And the Battle of Wheeling up here in West Virginia, because I'd meant to pull this army back already, and it'd been so long since I'd done an episode, I totally forgot the army was here and didn't pull them out. So, this was a pretty rough fight that we shouldn't have won. The Army of the Tennessee's only got 18,000 men in it, and we took on an army of about 60,000. Thankfully, it was 2 corps from 2 separate armies, so they did not coordinate, but I should have not won that fight. And that was a very, very near run thing. So now I'm trying to extricate this army out, but the readiness of the corps is down in the orange, and I can't move it in Northern Territory while it's like that. So I do need to get back down into Grafton so I can grab the supply depot and get them refit properly. Problem is, we have this hot mess over here. Now, closing last episode, I initially thought that they were coming from Winchester. I don't think they are. I actually think these forces are using the rail line to head into West Virginia. So we're going to give Jackson some orders. He just move a little bit further forward up. Taking 3 hours to get those. Left wing is on its way to support, along with Bobby Lee himself. So he'll probably be an engagement on his own if he does get into one. So if they are trying to transit past him, I'll try and catch what corps I can to prevent them from reaching West Virginia. I won't be able to stop everybody, but I should be able to grab up 2 or 3 of these corps over here. On top of that, we do have our actions going on in Maine. So we're still waiting for the Army's readiness to come back up again. 1st Corps is back into the yellow, but because I want them to go begin sieging Fort McClary again, I need to wait till they are full green and have their ammunition back up. Now, the 2nd Corps Army in the north under Claiborne is orange going into the yellow. As soon as he is yellow going into green, I'm going to start moving him into Concord, New Hampshire, via Plymouth. And hopefully he can act as a distraction while we take down Fort McClary once we have this secured, Fort McClary secure, which means we'll have Portsmouth in our hands. We will begin pushing down into Massachusetts, Boston being the ultimate goal for this army. More than likely sieging all 3 of the major cities in Maine. I just say Maine. All 4 major cities in Massachusetts. So hopefully we grab this. This will end the campaign, because this is a lot of points right here. That is a lot. You got a 10 T6s and a 7. And if we have to, we can push down to Providence. So that's another 8 points right there. So that's the state capital. So slowly trying to get this force moving again. We will do it. Probably not this episode, but we will get them moving again. On top of that, we do have force raid, which is now ground to a halt as I am out of provisions and forage. We haven't been grabbing up enough from the local area here to refeed the troops, so I have stopped them in Dubuque. And I'm waiting for them to get their provisions and forage back up. Problem is, we do have the 1st Corps of the Army of the Border in pursuit of us, so we probably will have a fight today if the one that I'm envisioning coming up here doesn't take too long. Also down here in the Transmiss, we got a lot to cover. So Army of Mississippi is fully formed up. I'm just waiting for, which corps is it? Hardee's Corps to come back into full green readiness, and I'm going to push the entire army into this mass over here. We should have about even on numbers going into that fight. So this army totals 54,594 men. I believe there's about 60,000, maybe a little more in the area. When they're on the other side of the river, it was over 80,000. We just weren't taking that on. That was just too much. So catch out a smaller section of it here, hopefully. And now that this area is basically clear, except for all these forces up here, I'm going to be pushing the Army to Transmiss back into Kentucky. So we're going to be pushing them up into Louisville, hopefully drawing off some of the forces over here while we clean up these forces down here. And once Forrest is either clear of the Army of the Border or resupplied, hopefully gets some supplies in them before we get in contact with the Army of the Border. I can get them raiding again and down into Chicago, and then from Chicago down to Indianapolis, into Cincinnati, and then down into Covington. So ultimately I'm going to transfer them under command of the Army to Trans-Mississippi, so they have the two corps operating in the state. One hanging out in Louisville, one hanging out in Covington. And in bad news, it's not looking good right now. The Union has reblockaded the Gulf. So all those ships they've been building, we now know where they are. They rebuilt all these fleets. Third Gulf Blockading Squadron, which we basically, that's got 10 ships. That's not too bad. It's this one over here. Second West Gulf Blockading Squadron's got 22 ships with 248 guns. And doesn't look like an ironclad model for that fleet, so hopefully they don't have any in there. But I did rebuild the Indianola fleet. Got 19 cotton-clad gunboat rams in it. So we'll see. They're transferring in now, but that's not going to be a lot of firepower for this fleet. I'm going to try and raid this one down. I don't have very high hopes of it. But I have had these ships sitting in dry dock for forever, so I want to get some use out of them, or at least see them. You know, they'll disappear and not be a drain on my economy anymore. So things are starting to get a little tight for us. A little tight. Even with all the victories that we've been having, things are getting tight, mostly because of manpower issues. I think that covers everything for right now. I was going over the map. There's just so much that's going on. It's hard to keep track of it all at this point. But that should be it for right now, so I'll be back with the next major incident. Alright, it's July 22nd in game, and my initial thoughts on these forces was correct. So they were transiting west using the rail line up here along the C&O Canal. So I sent Jackson ahead on a forced march, trying to cut him off over here. And I did manage to do that, and Robert E. Lee got close enough to get involved in this fight also. Which is good for me, because he doesn't have a lot of experience. So we have caught the 1st Corps Army of Northeastern Virginia with 18,500 men, the Middle Department with another 3,500 men and 2 guns, and the 4th Corps Army of the Potomac with 17,000 men and 23 guns. Total force of 36,141 men, 2,600 cavalry and 25 guns to my 19,354 infantry, 1,000 cavalry, and 102 guns. So my artillery arm is usually pretty large in all my forces. So I'm not going to be too worried about this fight once again, because this is 3 separate corps from 3 separate commands. 4th Corps Army of Potomac, 1st Corps Army of Northeastern Virginia, and the Middle Department is a separate corps not belonging to any army. They are all under command of Erasmus Keyes. So obviously we're taking this fight because we do need to prevent them from reaching. But we didn't catch Gregory's raiders. But they're not big. That's 7,000 men. Alright. So that's not a big deal right there. So we caught most of them. So obviously we're taking this fight, and I will see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of South Branch Bridge. So we are attacking. We're on the Winchester map, and they are defending the Martinsburg Pike right back here. Now, only one corps is on the field right now, and that is 1st Corps of the Army Northeastern Virginia, I believe that was. Middle Department will be here in 4 hours, and the 4th Corps will be here in 7 hours. The 4th Corps belongs to the Army of the Potomac. So, it's already 1300. We are not going to be engaging today, more than likely. Even if I did engage this corps today, I don't think I would be able to see it off before the other corps arrived. It's going to take me a while to get my forces from down in here up to here. We'll be out of daylight. So for right now, I just want to get my corps into the south side of Winchester and set up defensively, possibly, because I don't know where the other corps are arriving from. They can come in. I think one corps is definitely going to be arriving at this point, I do believe. But another corps can be arriving here, or even over here on my flank. I don't like that, so I'll probably send my cavalry brigade out to secure this right off the bat without scouting. Just get them out there and grab it. So, I'm going to get my troops set up to march around, and I'll be back once I have an idea of what the federal dispositions are, or more than likely a day to start. Alrighty, it's 1640 in day. We still do not have a sighting on the Federals, as I had the cavalry off in this direction, securing the entry point at Cedar Creek Grade. They're now heading over to this point, which is the road to Romney. Middle Department still not arrived. It still shows them at an hour away, but that can change to 0 at any time. So I'm just trying to make sure I can control what flanks they come in on. So I'm going to take this one here fairly soon, and I have actually ordered Hood's division up here to Alud's shop to block the road to Beverly, as the middle department's only 3,500 men, so one division can knock them out fairly easily. And I'm going to start moving the rest of the army in this direction, because if I can capture this before anybody else arrives, so if middle department comes in here, that's even better. I can secure this and make sure all their corps are stacked up right here. And this is actually the direction I decided I want to make the attack from, since I can set all my artillery up on this ridge here and fire down into their positions. So this is the way I want to attack, so I'm trying to make sure I control the battlefield from that direction. So, yeah, everybody looks a little spread out right now, especially my artillery, which is still all the way back here. But that is some rough terrain they had to come through. So, trying to get this attack set up. Maybe we can get it off today, maybe not. So going on 1700. 4 hours. A lot can happen in 4 hours before sundown. Yep, there we go. We got that point controlled, and I'll give them orders to immediately head up over here to Beverly. All right, just a little update there. I'll be back. Alrighty, it's 1800 at day 1. I have now secured all 3 of the western entry points that the Federals were holding, but didn't change the arrival time on any of their corps. So they were all coming down on the Martinsburg Pike anyway. And Dix has just arrived with the middle department. So my forces are still well in transit and kind of all over the map right now as I am starting to consolidate. So I have ordered Hood's division from over here blocking I keep saying Beverly, but it's actually Brierly. It just looks like Beverly when you have it zoomed out. So he's now on his way. It's right over here along this ridge line, along with Chew's Horse Artillery Battery. I got the other divisions flushing out into battle lines. Actually, I got to give orders to this one still. So I'm not supposed to lose daylight till 2100, but we're losing it fast. Well, it's 1800 now, but it seems a little darker than it should be. So, Cummings' poor old cavalry, which are, man, it still shows them as well rested, even with all the riding they've done. Over to this ridgeline, see if we can't get eyes on the federal positions. Artillery's finally coming up. Got them heading out this way so I can get this up on the ridge line for the A.M. Because I honestly don't want to launch this attack until I have my artillery advantage in position, as they do have an infantry advantage on us. And right before the battle, I didn't say anything before the battle, but the Federals now have 400,000 men in the field to my just under 250,000. So they got a lot more meat than we can honestly chew through at this point. So I got to be a little more careful with my numbers, especially on an attack. So I do need that artillery advantage in place. So once again, we'll hold you here. I will come back once we get a little bit of a siding here. So there's not going to be any fight on today. So it's definitely going to be a day 2 fight. Alrighty, it's 1820. We've got sight on the Federals, and they are not even facing our direction. They are just kind of strung along the road here in double battle line with the skirmishers out facing in this direction. Not even facing the main approach routes, which would have been this road. That was no way in hell I was marching up through this mess over here. You know, the AI will do it sometimes, but even AI doesn't do that very often. So it's a little early yet to start pushing in. Choose batteries just getting into position now. And you'll be able to start laying down some fire. But it's horse artillery with 3-inch rifles. I don't expect much out of them. So Hood's division's moving into place. Jan Zika Legion, which is still new. This is their first battle. Though it doesn't show it as their first battle, but it is untrained. So they are heavily disrupted from all the marching. But as soon as I can... Oh, they have spotted my battery. Need to figure out how they're going to react. So for right now, Hood's division is still pushing up to the crest over here. I'm going to order Fulkerson right over here. I'm going to use Field as a reserve. Probably should put Fulkerson at this. Yeah, you know what? Field, you come here. Fulkerson, we're going to have you come in over here and take up positions on this fence. It should give us a good deployment location for the morning. Yeah, it's 1830. There's nothing going to be happening today, so unless the Federals come out to attack me, I will be back with a day 2 start. Just a little update here. I actually called it a little too soon. Apparently, the 4th Corps was going to enter along the Brierley House here, so it's actually a good thing I caught that out. I just looked again, and they are now 19 hours away, and that's their biggest force. Not their biggest one, but that was another 17,000 men coming to the field. So I might be able to knock these other 2 corps out before they arrive. Once again, it's not happening today. Moving on 1900. My troops are still getting into position. So, still don't think I will be attacked today, but I don't know. I might just do it. It's 1900. We got 2 hours. But our forces are pretty even on, and I can't afford the casualties. No, I gotta wait for the artillery. My infantry is gonna be worn out. You know, it shows well rested. I don't understand that. Then again, all these units have very good training. You guys need to get up here faster. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do an attack today. I do want my artillery up first, so I'll be back. Alright, it's 2000, and I honestly do have a nice little circle going on here with my 1-pounders having their merry way with the troops in this location. My 12-pounders just joined them. And it looks like they decided to send out skirmishers to do some damage. Yeah, they did some damage. 8 men, 1 gun's gone. The Georgia Special Battery. So I got the 13th Suffolks chasing them away right now. Alright, don't chase them any further. Come back. Come back. Don't need you chasing them into the infantry brigades over here. You got less than an hour of daylight left. Artillery division's finally starting to come up, though slowly. They finally got back here to where I needed them, so they're slowly moving to their positions. It'll still be a while because I got to cross some fences. So I doubt they'll go into action today. So we do have a nice little ring running around these guys. I'm starting to lose sight of them as we're losing daylight, but there's a bunch more back here we don't see right now. So just to give you an idea of what I want to do for tomorrow is once the artillery division's set up here, we'll give it an hour of bombardment time. And then I'll start pushing in Hood's division from this direction, Field's division in this direction, and Fulkerson will swing out this way to line up along the stream over here. So I don't have any units overlapping. So I got to put my whole corps into this fight as a... Still do have an infantry advantage on us. Now, the 1-pounders are doing their job and dropping their morale. Or at least the unit morale itself. So, yeah, there's that 53 to our 44. So I do need my artillery here before I do anything else. What are you guys doing? Fall back to your position. Unless you're going to send out this brigade. I don't think so. I think the AI is just trying to get... Oh, there goes a brigade. We just broke them. The 1-pounders do their work when they are firing. Did I give them a perk? Yes, it did. And give you a stationary battery perk. I did have some close support, like on Jackson's artillery, but these guys don't fire canisters, so it's really not worth having that perk. And I think that'll be it for now. Yeah, it's half an hour to do sundown, so I'll be back with the start of day 2. Alright, it's 0500 at day 2. So it's now July 23rd. So this battle actually started on the second day of the last 2 fights that we had, because those both ran 21 to 22. So we still do have ring going on here. I can push my deployments a little closer in if I so decided to, but I'm not going to do that. As all my artillery came up right after I finished, right after I did a cut on the last piece of recording, and they actually spent a half hour up here, and they had extremely good siding down into this area. All the batteries do. So I'm not going to be moving them at all, though. The 30s reach out to here. Everybody else is kind of sitting over here, but for the last half hour of the day, all these brigades right here were getting pounded away at by over 100 pieces of artillery. So I did manage to cause some casualties with that. Yeah, the artillery it's caused over 400 casualties with that fighting, plus whatever they lost overnight, and whatever skirmishers I took out down here. Alright, let's hit play and see what happens. Are they still here? They are still there. And a little more spread out this time. You know what? I should have detached all these batteries already. Do that now. Why are you guys low cohesion? It doesn't make any sense. I didn't move you all at all. Oh, these guys are sitting right inside a range of Burks' brigade there. So we'll let this go about an hour. Get these cohesions back up there. I don't understand why they're starting with low cohesion. And what a useless set of entrenchments. I'm not even attacking over there. What the hell is that? What in God's green earth? So I'm still going to go forward with my initial plan, and it actually worked out even better now. They're strung out here with nobody here. Hood's division is just going to come up on the rear of these positions here, with Field coming in from their front. And I'll still push Fulkerson over in this direction to demonstrate against the trenches. It looks like the cohesion's coming back up. Still disrupted, but not as bad. So, yeah, I'm going to let this go until about 0600. The other corps is still 9 hours away, so that'll give me 8 hours of fighting before they get here. And usually these battles can end in 2 to 3 hours. So, once we hit 0600, I'll be back with the kickoff for this attack. Alrighty, it's 5:56 a.m. of day 2, and we're about ready to kick this off. Now, before we do that, in case anybody's wondering, today's battle brew is Tullamore Irish whiskey with some coffee mixed into it. Alright, Hood, let's get you. It says Johnson's division, but Hood's in charge. I never changed the name of the division. Once Hood's division moves forward over to here to push off this brigade, I'll start moving forward. Division is this? Fields division. Start wrapping this noose up a little bit here. It looks like they're accommodating me by sending some troops across this creek here to make it easier to take them down in the open. Right up on that fence. They might be coming for us. That'd make me a happy man, but I highly doubt the AI is going to do that. That'd be too easy. I have to say, this is probably the first battle where I've had all my guns firing. Come on. Look, I got all that smoke coming off this top of the ridge line here and down along the fence line. That's a beautiful sight. And the one lone battery out this way. Alright, there goes his orders out. And it's just a one brigade outside of Buell range. Alright. Really hoping the artillery would have broken this brigade by now. We did break the brigade that was over here lying down. Not too many casualties in it, though, as they were lying down and in cover. Here they come. We got here Scott's Brigade, the Janzika Legion, and the Stonewall Brigade. Next up will be Burke's Brigade, Causland, and Garland. And because these guys are in the field and facing the wrong direction. I mean, they're facing that way, but their flanks are open. Alright, yeah, that's too good of an opportunity. Alright, 13. Yeah, let's begin advance of this division. Canceled that. The skirmishers are going to give you a hard time, so we'll advance 13th Suffolk and the Georgia Georgia Elite Regulars. Pettigrew, let's pump out some skirmishers, take care of theirs. And the skirmishers are getting ready to break, so that'll make it even easier for us. Field, they're pushing forward. Start advancing your men. Now they're rushing in that direction. Right, I got these boys coming out to come get them. Oh, are you kidding me? Lock down those skirmishers. These cause some morale damage. Returning fire. Yeah, what side of them? First Brigade of who? Fifth Brigade, First Corps. That's Army of Northeastern Virginia. So this is probably Army of Northeastern Virginia also coming up to support them. Alright, we call these skirmishers. Actually, I gave just about perfect, except for you. I'll end up right in their faces. Alright, Georgia elites move forward. Suffolk's lock that brigade down. Oh, they're double timing all their troops past my division. Are you kidding me? On that brigade. You guys are good doing what you're doing. Alright, elites, get in there. I'm gonna gang up on this brigade. Let's bring this brigade up. No, don't turn the whole damn. Yeah, they look good. Zika's not so much. There we go. There we go. See those brigades off. Fully turned now. Advance. Told you get in there, elites. Get in there and shoot. This is actually going off a lot better than I thought it would. Didn't I give you advance orders? I don't know what's going on with the elites. They seem to be following this brigade around without firing at it. Just move up to there. Assault that other brigade. So you just move up. See off this brigade, we'll get the division in line here, and then moving along the creek bed. Actually, I probably, all right, seen them off. Retouch this battery. I'm going to push this division into the trench works over here. So I don't think we'll need to. This battle's already over. Orders. Field, we're going to push you up to here. I'll be honest, I'm surprised they're not even withdrawing yet. They've already broken most of their brigades. Now it's just a matter of mopping up. Legion move in there. Stonewall Brigade move over here. Scout put out on the flank. These retreating units keep just, even though they're not shooting at them, these retreating units are distracting the orders. It's one corps down, time to break the next one. Bring those guns up here. They're basically out of range of everybody but my 20s and 30s now. I'm just marching so we can speed this up a bit. There we go. Got sounding on a bunch more now. Let's bring these 1-pounders up. Who was firing? No, they're firing at me. Oh, they have a height advantage. No big deal. But those skirmishers are in, so go take up position in the trenches. With So Hood's division's in place, and then we'll start moving against the railroad line here. Can leave the 30s in place, but send everybody else forward, I think. Though I doubt they'll be in position to actually do anything once they are forward. Looks like they're pushing out skirmishers, no big deal. Alright, Scott, get in position, please. I don't want to speed this up while there's firing going on. So I want to have Hood's division in the rear over here to have the morale effect on these dug-in troops over here. Even though there's not many of them, it'll be a pain to dig them out. Actually, let's reattach your battery too. See if moving Fulkerson into the trenches does anything with these boys here. The Rangers are out of range, but I think there's any place I can really put them right now because we're tightening down the battlefield. Alright, Hood. Put you right along the highway here. Jackson and Lee are both right here, so it shouldn't take long for those orders to push out. And reinforcements are still 7 hours away, so we had plenty of time to get this done. We're not breaking the bank casualty-wise. Let's lay you guys down. You're taking a lot of hits right there. They're pulling back now. Hood's orders are just going out. Once they're in position, we just pincer these boys out of location. Maybe I'd be able to put a double envelopment charge in here and actually capture some of these brigades. That'd be a nice change. These brigades never surrender. batteries are moving fairly quickly. It took them forever to get up here yesterday. Oh no, they're moving with an alacrity today. Speed this up a little. They're not coming out to attack us. Let's detach you again. I don't want the guns going with, damn it. Oh, there's a detach order going out. Alright, let's get you in there. And all my batteries are firing. That's amazing. Even these guys, they're right. Alright, Hood, get these boys moving. Go. Otherwise, this brigade would have been moving up on its own. There, we start pushing you boys in. It's the furthest to travel. Oh, there's our withdrawal order. They did not like what they see coming. My cavalry's still back here. I forgot to move them up. Let me catch some of their command staff. Withdrawal orders have not gone out yet, so we still got some time to lay in some damage. Alright, Zeke, let's get in there. Mirror's retreat. We got 8 minutes to cause casualties. Yes! I think it's the first time we caught a brigade in this battle. There we go. That's what I want to see. Further elites moving at double time. See if we can't catch this brigade out. Come on, Zekas, give me a repeat. Yeah, we're not going to catch the cavalry, and I could use those weapons too. But oh well. I'll take what I can get. Hit some of them. Get up there, get into them. Get in there, Stonewall Brigade. Nope, they didn't want to surrender. All right. Looks like Stonewall Brigade's going to keep going for that cavalry. Ain't going to catch them, though. And that's all she wrote. We are out of time. Capturing a whole brigade. We haven't done that yet this campaign. That's a nice little grab for us. Alright. That attack went 100 times better. Screw it, 200 times better than I really thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to be a lot heavier on the casualties. So estimates are 3,500 or 21,000 infantry. We got 90 of their 700 cavalry. Now here's the funny thing. They had that battery. You had the 1st Maryland Light Artillery on the field. And it said they had men and no guns, but I showed 25 guns. So, and they were firing. So that's some type of glitch right there. So I don't know what's up with that. So a total of 3,700 or 22,000 men. We lost 894 of our 19,349 infantry, 1 of our cavalrymen, 1 of our guns. Total loss of 928 of our 21,000 men. How did it up to 928? Then again, this doesn't have the artillery casualty number in there either. I think the 1 battery did take a good hit from skirmishers. Let's save this battle. Alright, time to take a look at the paperwork. Alright, the cavalry did not fight. Choose battery, which is horse artillery, did 19 to infantry. Fulkerson's division. Pettigrew's brigade did 110 to infantry. 13th Suffolk's did 268 to infantry. The Georgia Elite Regulars, I don't know why they weren't sending volleys into that 1 brigade. They kept turning to face it, but never actually fired. So the only casualties they caused were kind of at the end there. Did 91 to infantry, 50 to cavalry, 6 to artillery, for a total of 147. And the Georgia Special Battery did 104 to infantry, 4 to cavalry, for a total of 108. Division total 633. Johnson's division, which is actually Hood's division, I got to change the name of that. Stonewall Brigade did 391 to infantry, captured 20 for a total of 415. Scott's Brigade did 271 to infantry, plus up 274 because they caught some command staff there. The Janzika Legion did 361 to infantry. Why is it showing no prisoners taken? They forced a brigade to surrender. They should have the credit for that. I don't know why they're not showing credit for that. And Jackson's artillery did 136 to infantry, 7 to cavalry, for a total of 145. Division total 1,195. Fields division, Burke's brigade did 218 to infantry. Garland's brigade did 195 to infantry. McCausland's brigade did 145. And the Washington Artillery Battalion, which is the only 12-pounders I have left in this course, last battery, last divisional support battery, does not have 1-pounders in the Army of Northern Virginia. So they did 92 to infantry, 3 to cavalry, 4 to artillery, for a total of 99. Division total 657. Let's see if we got any of their officers. We had a bunch of none of the Corps commanders. We had all those commanders in front of us at the end there, and didn't get a single one of them. 4th Corps was not on the field. Now that's strange, because well, Keyes would be the senior commander, so he had command even though he wasn't on the field, so he takes the blame for it. So we wounded Brigadier General Harrow, division commander. Colonel Carroll, brigade commander. Wounded Major Ramsey of the Maryland Light Artillery. Captured Colonel Miles. Oh, that's the railroad brigade that surrendered to us. They've been in almost every fight on the Eastern Theater, too. And wounded Colonel Amory, so... Wounded 4 brigade commanders. 3 brigade commanders, a battery commander, and captured a brigade commander. And wounded a division commander. That's pretty damn good for us, and we didn't lose any officers in this fight. That's amazing. That is straight up amazing. Now, let's get closed out of here. Like I said, that fight went off so much better than I ever dreamed of it, pulling it off. So we caused about 3-1 casualties on the attack, which is pretty damn good. But we did do a lot of morale damage to that army through the last hour of day 1 and the first hour of day 2. We did a lot of morale damage to that force, which helped us out a lot. So that artillery advantage and having perfect sighting from that ridge top, that's what won us this fight. If I didn't have that artillery advantage, we would have had to dig them out. And win or lose, without the artillery support, it would have been a Pyrrhic victory. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below. So I think everybody should be happy with the way that attack came off. I know I am. A victory at South Ranch Bridge. General Dix loses face. Alright. So on top of wounding all those officers and capturing one of the Corps commanders loses face. That's nice. And it says the 4th Corps retreating in panic, but they never actually made it onto the field. So the enemies will probably suffer total casualties of 3,659 men. There are 522 killed, 1,163 captured. Not the most we've captured in a fight, so the Railroad Brigade was pretty well beat up before we took it. They've been in every major action on the Eastern Theater so far. Our casualties total 928 men, with 110 killed, 195 missing, and the rest are wounded. Captured 2,070 rifles. Now, I think this is actually a bigger grab. Yeah, it's a bigger grab than our last fight where we captured, I think it was 2,038. This time we got 2,070. So that's a good grab. And 1,174 soldiers have been sent down to our prison camps. Alright, so the only thing we have to worry about now is 1st Corps Army of the James. Once again, I have to remind everybody there's actually 2 armies of the James. You got one right here and one over here. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. So Gregory's Raiders are on their way now to help deal with the Army of Tennessee, but hopefully the morale of 1st Corps of this Army of the James is too low to help them. Let's get this one rolled off. Let's see what we end up with here. And that one's rolling off faster than normal. Yeah, I was really worried about this force. That's the Army Command right there. Who's this? That's the 4th Corps up there, so... Ooh, we used up a lot of our ammunition and food moving over here. Then again, I did burn down the Harper's Ferry Depot. Oh, and they're building another one over here, so... As soon as 4th Corps finishes building that, we are going to go after that. And take down 4th Corps, the Army of the Valley District. Right now, all I have over here is the center under Longstreet and the reserve, which only has 1 brigade in it. So all my Tennessee brigades are now chronically under strength, as we just don't have the manpower to pull. This 1st Corps 44th Army, I don't know where they're going, but I think I'm going to bring Magruder back into Richmond. There's my fleet ready to go again. I need to clear Charleston Harbor and get these guys back out into the Gulf. No. They are not doing anything until their readiness is back in the green. Alright, but I think we'll end this episode here. I think that fight went on for quite a bit. Longer for me than it was for y'all, but yeah, I think that's turned out to be a good episode. Now we just got to extricate the Army of Tennessee out of West Virginia. Get forced on the move again if possible. Don't tell me it just froze. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's got no provisions, but he's got ammo. He should be drawing more than enough provisions from the area. But we need to get Forrest on the move again so we can get them down into Kentucky. Pull them out and start moving the Army of the Transmist into Kentucky. And I'm still waiting for the 1 Corps in the Army of Mississippi to get its readiness up, and that's Hardee's Corps, and that's moving up fairly quickly. So that'll be in a few more days. It'll be in the green, and we can start pushing into this mess right here. So yeah, we'll end this. Oh. First Corps, Army of the James with 18,617 men. Oh, they clipped Jackson. Okay, they were going past Jackson. They clipped him. Now the left wing's in range too, but this will be a battle for next episode. So if you're a new viewer, return viewer, you've not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember hit that bell icon so alert when the next video comes out. If you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And once again, as always, comments, please keep them coming. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.